We release our work, sharing it with the world. This stage requires that confidence to say, it is finished, and allow ourselves to let our work go and do what it was created to do. Knowing that no project will ever be perfect, and not everyone will love everything we create.
Welcome to the BDI Create Today podcast. This is a podcast where we uncover and discover the who, what, where, when, why, and how you can be creative or have more creativity. And together we'll explore the extraordinary impact creativity can have in your life, in heart, mind, body, and soul. And if we haven't met yet, I'm Beth Buffington, a licensed artist, digital illustration instructor, and a creative coach living just outside of the Windy City, Chicago. But mostly, I'm someone who is curious about how creativity can weave its way into nearly everything in our lives. Each week, we are going to look at one or more of the sparkly facets that make up the ever-changing kaleidoscope that is creativity.
Welcome back to BDI Create Today. This week, we explore the fourth and final word in the Going FourWords creative process. Now, in this four-part series, we've been walking through the 4 words: revive, realize, refine, and release, that when applied to your creativity will provide a simple process of keeping your creativity healthy and sparked with inspiration. So far, we've explored how to rest in the revive stage. We've learned how to turn off autopilot and embrace your curiosity in the realize phase. And last week, in the refine stage, we discovered a series of options for how to choose an idea and then focus on getting the work done. Now, today, we're going to look into that crucial final stage, release. The release stage is when you stop working and you put down your tools and you declare your project finished. This is that finale moment when you share your creation with the world for whatever purpose it was created to do. Whether it's a gift, home decor, a product for sale, or art for licensing, your project is ready to be released into the world. Now, that sounds like it should be pretty easy, right? Just put down your tools, dust off your hands, and say, done. And yet, my friend, do you have work that's sitting in limbo waiting to be finished? Do you have it either stored somewhere in your studio or sitting in your iPad or on your computer with good intentions of doing just one more thing before it's finished? I need to add a little more detail. Needs a little bit more shading. I just need to add one more thing, or it needs to be cleaned up a little before it's done, right? Sometimes release can be the hardest word, because when you stop working, it means it is time to send your work out into the world to do whatever it was created to do. And this means when it's out in the world, people will see it and they will either like it or they won't. And not knowing how it might be received, that can be paralyzing. Releasing your work is about having the confidence to stop working and let it go. Now, many creatives struggle with perfection paralysis, and this fear isn't always about work that's not finished because it isn't perfect yet. No, it's often a nagging concern that what if after all this work, they don't like it? This fear of being judged and judged negatively can keep us trapped in an endless cycle of tweaks and revisions because the project, well, if it's not finished, you don't have to find out if it's going to be well received because, well, the project is just not done yet. But perfection, my friend, is an illusion. Nothing is ever perfect. And in reality, I want you to think, is this isn't perfect yet. the real reason you haven't finished a project. And here's a fact. An imperfect project that is shared with the world and it's doing what it was designed to do, well, that is infinitely more valuable than a project that never sees the light of day. So in today's episode, we'll explore how to finish a project with a flourish of confidence that will allow you to stop working on your work and will leave you bravely ready to receive and process either the accolades or the criticism of the work that you have sent out into the world. Being afraid of what's unknown, well, that's just a fact of life. And I think it's a lot like going on a roller coaster. Now, going to an amusement park always sounds like a great idea. And going on a roller coaster, always on my list of things that I want to do when I'm there. The height, the speed, I am certain it will be exhilarating and I'm game. Let's go. But now once I'm at the park and I see how big and high the ride actually is, my bravado about the ride, it diminishes a lot. But I'm still going to get in line. I'm going to wait my turn. But I'm thinking about the moment when it's my time to experience the ride, and I'm not going to lie, there's a bit of panic. And indecision creeps in about, should I stay in line for the roller coaster? Or maybe I should go on a different ride, one that's a bit calmer or gentler. Maybe I should get a drink. I might be really thirsty. Or should I just go look in the gift shops? Is there a better way for me to spend my time? The list of other things to do suddenly seems more important than this experience on the roller coaster that I thought was my passion and that I thought I was brave enough to accomplish. Suddenly, sitting down in the car that is waiting to take me on the roller coaster ride, well, it doesn't seem like a good idea. It seems absolutely terrifying, and I feel paralyzed. Now, I'm going to tell you right now that I have been in this roller coaster line and I have made both decisions while at the amusement park on different trips. I have let anxiety get a hold of me and I've chosen to go get that drink or go to the gift shops. And I've also chosen to swallow my fear and do the ride. Now, when my choice is to be brave and do the ride, the resulting exhilaration after the ride is over can actually feel life-changing because you know the magic of roller coasters. I have almost never regretted my decision about going on the ride. And during the ride, I'm not going to lie, my friend, the fear is real. The hills are high. The speed is death-defyingly fast. I feel like my teeth are rattling. But when the ride is over and it's an experience that I have in a memory bank, I know that I've gathered some confidence I didn't realize I had, and the memories and the stories of this day are glorious. You know, finishing a creative project can be very similar to riding your most fearsome ride at the amusement park. It can be really terrifying because it means you have to let go of control and you need to experience some possible twists and turns where you can't see where you're going. And the experience, well, it is way outside of your comfort zone. When you declare a project finished and you release it out into the world to be seen, it can be paralyzing. And you have that decision of releasing it or still playing with a few details. Many of us tend to change our mind about releasing our work and decide to hide behind our unfinished work because we are afraid of the experience we'll have because it seems as terrifying as the tallest roller coaster. What if our work isn't liked by other people? What if a customer says, no thanks? What if it's not chosen to be licensed? What if the person receiving the gift gives you an awkward, oh, thanks, that's nice. Oh, what is it? Oh, those are terrifying results. It's fear of criticism or rejection that keeps us tweaking and adjusting projects. We let ourselves believe that once we've achieved perfection, we're going to be brave and we'll be able to go on this ride. We are going to be brave and it will be easier to release our work into the world. But the truth is that nothing is ever really perfect, and you're never really ready to go on that ride. But I get it. When you declare a project done, that means that it's time to give the gift, send the concepts to the client, time to sell your work to a customer, and that makes you vulnerable to rejection. And that is hard. I've been there. I have been there countless times, sitting at my computer with an email that includes a link or an attachment to artwork for a customer or a licensing client, or I'm going into a meeting to share and show artwork. When the send button is hit, or when you show your art, the roller coaster ride begins. And you think, I'm terrified. What if they don't like it? The idea of someone not appreciating our hard work can be so scary that we sabotage the completion of a project by keeping our projects safe in this never-ending, almost done state. It's like putting off getting in line for the roller coaster and putting off riding the ride. When you don't get in line for the roller coaster, well, that can just be an excuse for not facing your fear of new experiences. So how can we get better at releasing our artwork? Let's explore how to bolster and build confidence so that you can get in line for a thrilling creative ride as you confidently put down your tools and say, this project is done. So having confidence to release your work, it's all about building confidence. And just like a muscle, there are ways to get stronger about letting go of what you've been working on. And here are some ways to help you do just that. Number one, set clear deadlines. Establish a date when your project has to be finished. On this date, the project has got to be declared finished. Deadlines create a sense of urgency and help you stay focused on completing your work. Sometimes the client will give you this date, but if no deadline is on the calendar, it can help if you create this date yourself. That will help you get in line to take the ride instead of just thinking about it. Number two, embrace that imperfection. Understand that no project will ever be perfect. So make this your mantra. B+ work is A-okay. Let's say that again. B+ work is A-okay. You've probably heard the phrase, better done than perfect. So B+ work will be work that gets released. And you know, your B+ is probably other people's A+ work because you're kind of a bit of a perfectionist anyway, right? So of course, my friend, aim for excellence. Always aim high, but accept that imperfections are part of the creative process. And with that thought, put down your tools and declare your work ready to be released. Number three, reflect on past successes. Remind yourself why you have this passion. And typically you have a passion because you have done something in your past that lit you up, that you were so excited about because you loved your results. So remind yourself of past projects you've successfully completed. Reflecting on your achievements can boost your confidence. I mean, there's a reason why you've wanted to go to the creative amusement park, right? Because you know you're capable of doing this thrilling thing. So remind yourself that this is your passion and remember your past experiences that have fueled your ambition and let that continue to amp up your confidence with the B+ project that you are ready to release today. You can do this. So the next thing I want you to think about, my friend, is when you finish something, be prepared to be happy about the fact that you have something that you have released into the world. And you can do this by planning a celebration. Giving yourself an atta girl or an atta boy should become as important as your work process. Knowing that you'll get a sweet reward when you put down those tools and release, and I mean really release your project to its purpose, that's cause for celebration. And here are some ideas that will help you celebrate. Number 1, share your success. Announce your completed project on social media with friends or within your creative community, like here at Create Today. Announce it with panache and hoopla. This is also, my friend, a really great way to market your work to new and potential customers or clients. Number 2, treat yourself. Do something special. Whether it's a favorite meal, a small gift that you've been wanting, or a relaxing activity, think it, plan it, and then revel in the reward because you deserve it. Number 3, celebrate with friends who have your creative back. So celebrate with a small gathering of friends or family to showcase your finished work. Friends that you know will appreciate you and the goodness you have to share with the world. Confidence provided by a few will help you face the whole world as you release a project. Number 4, reflect and review. When the dust settles around the release of a project, spend some time reflecting on what you've learned during the project and how amazing you are as a creative. Write down key takeaways and successes and things that you think, next time this could go better, and here's how. Write all that down. And do not forget to pat yourself on the back. Now, there is a lovely quote by Erin Hansen that says, "What if I fall? But oh, my darling, what if you fly?" Each time you put down your tools and release your work to whomever your work was created to delight, there is a moment of panic. What if they don't like it? And I can tell you, after decades of designing and illustrating, I still have this feeling a lot. What if I fall? What if they don't like my work? Because the truth is, sometimes they don't. Sometimes you will be way off the target. Sometimes you just need to make a few revisions. But I know after decades of designing and illustrating that the bigger and most important question is not, what if I fall? But what if you fly? What if they love what you've done? How thrilling will that be? And oh, my friend, imagine if you never let them see it because you were afraid you might stumble or fall, and you never gave yourself the chance to discover that your work will fly. Don't miss your chance. Being brave isn't about being perfect. It's about knowing that you want to go on the ride, or else why even go to the park? Why even dream about going to the park? So bravery is just letting yourself, imperfections and anxiety and all the stuff that you're feeling, and you just take all of that and you take the ride, even if it's scary, even if you're afraid of falling. Confidence isn't about being positive that the end result will be a success. Creative confidence is about getting on the ride even when you're nervous about the experience, even if you're afraid of the speed and the twists and the turns that you might not be able to prepare for in advance. Confidence is about taking the chance. It's about putting down your tools and saying, let's ride. Are you ready? You can do this. Now, we've spent 4 weeks experiencing each of the 4 stages of the Going FourWords creative process: revive, realize, refine, and today, release. So let's just recap for a sec. Revive, that's number 1. This stage is about rejuvenation and rest because it's essential to refuel your creative energy and ensure that you're rested, ready, and strong for new projects. Number 2, realize. Here, we focus on seeing and collecting ideas by remembering to toggle off autopilot in our daily routines, and embracing curiosity that we naturally had as children, we are allowing ourselves to gather and collect the inspiration that we see on a daily basis that is desperately needed for our next creative projects. Number 3, refine. Now, this stage is about selecting a project and then dedicating yourself to getting the work done. This is giving yourself time to focus and work in order to make progress towards actually completing a project. And number 4, that is release. Finally, we put down our tools and say, done is better than perfect. And we release our work, sharing it with the world. This stage requires that confidence to say, it is finished, and allow ourselves to let our work go and do what it was created to do. Knowing that no project will ever be perfect, and not everyone will love everything we create. And here is a beautiful golden information nugget about the Going Forwards creative process. Now, these 4 stages, these 4 words, they don't always happen sequentially. It isn't always going to be revive, realize, refine, release. These 4 words can be accomplished and work out of order, and they can overlap or even swirl together during a day or a week while you're working, kind of like cream being gently stirred into a cup of coffee. So you can go forwards with several words on the same day, or you could have an entire week where you concentrate only on one word. Once you are aware of the 4 words, revive, realize, refine, release, it will become easier to know what your creativity needs to stay on track as you move from ideation to completion of a project. The important thing is to be mindful of which stage you need right now to keep your creativity fit and flexible, ensuring that you stay inspired, motivated, and productive. So being aware of how you are using these 4 words with your creativity will help you monitor and diagnose what you need to stay creatively fit and happy in heart, mind, body, and soul. My friend, thank you so much for joining me on this journey through the Going Forwards creative process. I hope these 4 words, revive, realize, refine, and release, provide you with a framework to nurture and manage your creativity. Remember that creativity is a dynamic and ever-evolving process. By understanding and embracing each stage, you learn more about your unique talents and how to keep your creative spirit alive and thriving. Now, if you found this series helpful, please, please, please share it with your creative friends and your family. Let's continue to support each other in our creative endeavors by sharing the Create Today podcast and the Create Today community. So don't forget to subscribe or follow the Create Today podcast, and stay tuned then each Thursday for more episodes that will keep inspiring your creative journey. Now, before we go, I want you to pause for just a second. What word or words define what you need today? Does your creativity need to revive, to realize, refine, to release? Where are you? Take a moment and use these 4 words to map out the path for your next creative project. You'll be surprised how going forwards will help your creativity in heart, mind, body, and soul. And it won't be long before you'll be releasing your finished work over and over and over again. And the world, my friend, will be a better place because your work will be out there doing what it was created to do. Until we meet again, stay creative, my friend. Now let's take a quick break and listen to a word from our sponsor. And my friend, that would be me. Are you interested in exploring your creativity with Procreate on your iPad? Get my free Kickstart video. It's going to give you a beautiful tour of how to use Procreate to create your own art. You'll get information about brush libraries, layer and layer options, explanations of the tool icons, and so much more. Just go to www.bdi-create.today/Kickstart to get my free Procreate Kickstart video.